Have you been searching for that next level upgrade? Ready to invest into something that is in it for the long haul? Well, look no further than the composited innovations provided by Prime. These customly crafted pieces are handmade by former Jason Johnson Racing car chief and Prime owner-operator Clyde Cadet. Prime Composite Innovations is located centrally in Missouri and is looking to provide that big-time performance at a fraction of that big-time price. For additional information, visit prime-composites.com today to see what they have to offer, as well as their stable of current full-time drivers that trust Prime with their ride. For the future of innovations, with the properly composited type, you can depend, move forward, and rely on Prime. Oh my, that looks so pretty. Did it not? Did it not? We are sitting here today, ladies and gentlemen. We got a plethora. I think that's a word, a plethora of topics to talk about today. Hold on. Do we look right here? Hold on. Let's get a little closer. Hold on. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. The guy, hold on. Got to make sure the curls are out just to the side. We got the little piggly wig down there hanging to the low side. It's a little bit of a late Friday night, ladies and gentlemen. I planned on going live a little bit earlier, but I was busy for my Nicholas out there. I was busy on the old block. You know what I'm saying? I'm busy on that old block, putting in the hard labor of hours. You know, oh God, it was hard on the old block last night, but the old block today, I don't know how to explain it. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, we got a plethora of topics. Flow, gambling, race cars. So you're telling me it's the money. Oh, you're telling me it's the money. Broke Joe was right. Broke Joe was right. It always comes back to Broke Joe being right, ladies and gentlemen. Why does this have to be the case? Why does this always have to be the case? Oh, Bubba Wallace or Bubba Williams in the chat section. Bubba Williams in the chat section. But hold on. We do have actual things we're going to cover and talk about today in the show. If we get some people rallied up in the chat session, we'll keep going. Worried about the numbers being a little harsh, but it's Friday night. I mean, what else are you going to be doing besides looking at my dumb ass on your phone? Regardless, let's look into the topics that anyone can enjoy, whether it's today or tomorrow, morning or afternoon. I mean, it's closing in into the midst of December here. It's going to start getting colder. It's already cold, freezing where I am at. And of course, we're worried about the drones. You know, that's what everybody's telling us to worry about now is the drones. But we're going to sit here and say, don't worry about it. Project Bluebeam, look it up if you want to know what that actually might be. Anyways, into the topics. We got the All-Star Circuit of Champions and their schedule hitting the blocks here, coming out just here recently. Of course, they released their Ohio Sprint Speed Week as well. And it looks like Ohio is going back to the All-Stars. I mean, this is a very strong schedule. 8,000 to win events, 10,000 to win events. You even have a swing out to Pennsylvania involved in this schedule. You have Eldora on the schedule. Multiple two-night event races on the schedule for the All-Stars. And I'll tell you what, we did have our show with Aaron Fry from Fast, who felt like he got the short end of the stick in this situation. But I will say, we'll have to drink to this. I will say, I listened to the talk show with Rich or Red Farmer, whoever it is. I've heard of Red Farmer. I don't know about Rich, but I think it's Rich Farmer from the All-Star Circuit of Champions. If you go listen to it, it's on SprintCarUnlimited.com on YouTube, Sprint Car Unlimited. It's a really good show, so go check that out. You can kind of get to know the guy who is taking over the All-Star Circuit of Champions, and there's a lot of stuff to learn from listening to this guy a little bit. There's some people that I feel like he might be, like I can relate to, but they're not good ones. Hopefully he turns out to be just a little bit different than that. In this full schedule, though, once again, you see it starting out in Attica. April 11th to 12th, the 2-day show to open the week. A lot of 2-dayers. That's the we're not at the same track, but there are some. But a lot of Friday, Saturday night events here. Fremont, Williams Grove. That's their the one and only PA swing, and it's only encompassing 2 tracks, I do believe, in the central PA area this entire year. Yes, only 2 tracks, and that is going to be Williams Grove and Lincoln. That'll be June 7th or 6th and 7th. Back to Ohio, you see it heavy in June, heavy June schedule. Pretty much almost half their schedule is made up of June and August. If you look at the schedule from that way, it looks like there's only 2 dates in the month of July. Only 1 date on July 4th. So obviously July known for the King's Royal Weekend. With Eldora and a lot of things happening around that area in that time leading up to that. So might be a reasoning as to why July is soft on the schedule. But it's an okay schedule. Like I said, a couple 10,000 to win races in there. A big 2-day at Fremont. Who saw that one coming, right? Ending in a 10,000 to win. Waynesfield's on the schedule. Wayne County's on the schedule. A little bit of a swing up to New York. Freedom Motorsports Park in New York and Mercer in PA. That's, of course, the western side of Pennsylvania. There is a 2-dayer in Indiana, Bloomington and Paragon. The Bloomington date will be interesting. Paragon will be potentially even more interesting than Bloomington. That's a very oddly shaped track. You really got to pitch it into 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Paperclip is an underestimation for what this track is. So that'll be an intriguing race, actually, for me personally, to see how that outcome is at Paragon. Obviously went to that track when we went to the Indy 500 this year. Ohio Speed Week, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Has the typical tracks: Attica, Sharon, Millstream. Of course, Millstream coming back. Wayne County, Eldora on the list. Fremont, Waynesfield, Moeller, and Atomic Speedway there for your Ohio Circuit of Champions. Of course, this isn't the big news of the week. This isn't the shock and awe of the situation. This isn't what everybody is starting to raise hell about or question. That is this, ladies and gentlemen. That is this scenario right here. Sports betting. After this seemingly harmless conversation we saw with Michael Rigsby, head honcho of FloRacing, and Brad Sweet about going to Perth. You know, nothing wrong with Perth at all. They bring up gambling and how you will be able to sports bet on high-limit sprint car racing action beginning next year. And they alluded to it being the same platform as the USAC series as they use it right now, which I don't know if that's necessarily the best. There's obviously a lot of different sports betting apps out there. You know, you got your DraftKings, you got your FanDuels. Heck, I do some sports betting here and there. I'm relatively successful, I'll say. I think I'm in the green, just like the bottom right of your screen. I made sure it was green because that's where it's all located. But the main difference I would say between betting on this dirt track racing thing versus betting on the NFL or NCAA or NBA or any of these major leagues is there's a lot of rules and regulations. You know, and I think my comment is in here, but I did make a comment on, it might not have been this post, but I posted it somewhere in there. But there's a lot of people, it's like a 75-25 split on people liking it and some people not liking it. But I made a joke post. I called it a joke, but it's not a joke. I said, so now there's going to be more money in losing a race than there will be in winning one. And I said, let's just say a prop bet comes out, which is what most people want. A prop bet that says Brad Sweet will finish, his over-under is 5th, for instance, in the main event. So if somehow, some way, you know, Brad Sweet's running 3rd, pulls off the track and says power steering was wrong and went out, and somebody put $100,000, $200,000 on Brad Sweet to finish under 5th, they just made a lot of money. You know, and I talked to Cody Summer, and I got to give Cody Summer, promoter, creator of the Gateway Dirt Nationals. I got to give him some credit after our criticism of his shows or of his event over the last few episodes. He texted back and said he enjoyed the content. He enjoys the opinion. You got to give credit. There's not too many people who can put their ego of their baby off to the side and listen to what people have to think. But Cody Summer, of course, is a part of starting up Dirt Draft, that Dirt Draft that everybody loves to talk about, rant and rave about. I believe it was him, Jacob Norden, another investor that started up Dirt Draft. And when we had our interview with Cody Summer, we've had 2 of them, actually. When we had it last year before the Gateway Dirt Nationals, I do believe it was, we started into the topic of actually gambling, because Dirt Draft and real draft gambling is very similar. It's out there as well, not just the prop bets, but drafting a team just like you would on Dirt Draft. And that competition, instead of paying points for a T-shirt or some free tickets, it's paying money in positions to win. Instead of points, it's money. And he went into the subject and talked about how the regulation in our sport is just not there to kind of combat the possibility of somebody making some kind of backhanded, set up gig deal where, they're fixing the race to profit in a gambling scenario. I mean, 100,000 on Brad Sweet to finish the under. That's going to pay more than any event out there, and there's people with money who can actually make those bets. There's people who make those amount of bets and lose. We see it in combat sports. We saw, how Drake put $100,000 or $500,000 on Mike Tyson to beat Jake Paul. We all saw that as a fake situation, right? Apparently, they're going to start allowing people to begin gambling on WWE here shortly. And we know that is a 100% scripted event. But it's in that entertainment category, right? And I think that's what they're seeing here is sprint car racing's in that entertainment category. And it's definitely not as fixed or falsified as wrestling, is it? Probably isn't as falsified as Jake Paul and Mike Tyson, but it's pretty damn close. That'd be like, Mike Tyson losing to Jake Paul would be like me losing to that Brian Hubert guy. It would have never damn happened. But regardless, this is a situation where regulation is heavily needed if this sport is going to get into the gambling departments and elements of this whole entire world. I get the pleasure or the hope that maybe it'll bring in new fans who just want to potentially wager and make some money. But in other sports, there's a lot of things. For example, I had the NFL here in a summary of the NFL's gambling policy, education, and integrity monitoring efforts. This is a detail on 2024 NFL gambling policy. 6 main rules for all NFL players. This is for the players alone. Includes, it says never bet on the NFL. Includes other NFL events such as draft, combine, Pro Bowl, and NFL honors. That makes sense, right? Don't have someone place a bet for you. We kind of get that. Don't gamble, it says. No bets on sports, casino, or card games at your team facility while traveling or for a road game or staying at a team hotel. So, like, if your team's staying at a hotel and they got a casino, don't even go down there and play. Like, so these are some of the things that have they trained? I mean, their literal, like, show-offness of their series is high limit. They got they got people at card tables, for their ads and shit. It says, don't share team inside information. And see, this is the, how are you gonna regulate this, ladies and gentlemen? You're going to make sure that these old boys don't share team inside information. So you're telling me some damn crew member who ain't making jack shit to begin with, hates his life on the road, would do anything to quit it and just go live in a damn hut somewhere in Puerto Rico, ain't potentially going to share some team information to make a considerable amount of money. Ain't gonna say, whoever's setting that tire pressure on that tire ain't gonna make a mistake that the crew chief will yell at him for later that he already, probably gets yelled at twice the time anyway. He's gonna make that mistake that one time, but his friend of a friend of a friend knew he had to make that certain bet, and he knew that he wasn't going to win the race, and he had to set that tire pressure a certain way. So this is just going to be so intricate and once again, this is like stuff that proper sports do when they get into the gambling departments. Don't enter a sport book during the NFL playing season. That's another rule. Don't play daily fantasy football. So dirt draft. You can't have dirt draft on your phone, even though it's not for real money. Fantasy football, period. NFL mandated training for all players, veterans, and rookies in 2024. In-person gambling policy and education training is now mandatory for all players. The education and training, prepared in collaboration with the NFL Players Association, reviews the rules and reinforces integrity provisions in the policy, including the two key rules: never bet on NFL games and do not gamble while the team is in a facility, like we said before. Education and training is presented to the players, typically at the team facility, by a member of the NFL's compliance team. So they got a team to make sure this is all... these are so many. We don't even have proper insurance, really, for our drivers or anything, or health care or nothing. And we're just going to fucking take 10 or 20 steps up to gambling. Okay. By a member of the NFL's compliance team, the team's head of player engagement, often a former player, or by other former NFL players using the trainer approach. Unbelievable. See, this is what we do. Club training and education for players. Kind of skip that. Integrity monitoring efforts in 2024. There's an NFL integrity representative, typically retired FBI/executive level police officers, assigned to each team. Their role is the following: monitors for suspicious activity on site on game days and lies with local alliance. I believe it's like an alliance with local law enforcement, regulators, and NFL security. Supports investigations related to potential violations of the NFL gambling policy and other integrity related policies and procedures. Serves as an additional resource to clubs and players for gambling or integrity related questions and issues for every NFL game. It says third-party monitors review and alert odds, lines, movements, and betting activity that may indicate game manipulation or a leak of non-public information. Alerts are made in real time, game day, weekly, and season reports provided. So look at this, NFL Global Security Operations Center. Like, they have all these things to protect the integrity of the game, to protect the legitimacy of placing these bets, so that these things cannot be manipulated, because they understand there is millions and billions and billions and billions. There's probably trillions of dollars moving in the sports gambling industry every year. Hell, they could probably pay off the deficit, for crying out loud. But does sprint car racing have anything, or anything in dirt racing have anything close to this? And this is what Cody was relating to. I don't think they do. But Flo's trying. It seems like, Michael Rigsby's all ready for it. But I'll tell you something that Flo's doing. They're doing something, ladies and gentlemen. They're doing something. And what Flo is doing is what is going to win the war. Okay, ladies and gentlemen? What Flo is doing is what's going to win the world war. Media will win it. And this is something I've talked about with various media personnel in this sport. And basically what I've always said, and to me it's true, FloRacing is the Walmart of motorsports. They're out to take it all down. Your local little business, your local this, your local that, anything to do with motorsports, they're coming for it. And personally, to me, if it's a FloRacing event, and I know I used to run around and do all this content. To me, if it's FloRacing, I don't even need to show up. I don't even need to go there. Because they're doing all of it in-house. And they're doing it smart. This isn't necessarily stupid. This is smart because Michael Rigsby, leader of Flow over there, he understands the power of media because he worked his way up in it. And media will win the war, especially when it comes to high limit versus the world of outlaws, I think. And people keep saying, oh, there's sufficiency for 2 national series. Maybe there's fans. Is there maybe fans for 2 national series? Is there with them enough money? Is there enough cars? Now, that's a question as well in the sprint car racing industry. But FloRacing is doing it right. So, for instance, I have an example here that I wanted to provide. And this is what Flow does with a lot of things. A lot of things Flow does this with. So, for instance, this week, it's PRI. PRI Week, the big trade show in Indianapolis, Indiana. And what is FloRacing doing? They're posting about the All-Stars. They're posting about that. We're going to get to that in a second. But look, they're interviewing people. Interviewing series directors, posting about their stuff along the way. It's called cross-promotion. Interviewing more people. Clips. Ariel Bloomquist. Posting. Interviewing. Posting. Interviewing. Posting. Here comes our Ricky Thornton Jr. Display Micro. Posting. Media. Engagement. They've taken over. Honestly, number one media entity right now at PRI is Flow. They're putting it all out. But they understand that media is going to win this game. They understand that media is what controls the masses. This is why I'm able to build so many conspiracy theories on media manipulation that end up making sense and adding up at the end of the day because I understand how they do it. Meanwhile, what the hell is the World of Outlaws doing? I'm just curious. What is the competitor? The only guy who's close in this dirt track racing world to give Flow a run for their money is DirtVision. Now, obviously, there's a difference in likes here. Flow Racing has 291,000 likes and almost 600,000 followers. And DirtVision has 86,000 likes and 108K followers. So, obviously, somebody's working harder than the other. No, I'm just playing. But this is a situation where this guy, he doesn't have as much of a following. He should be working twice as hard. What is DirtVision doing during PRI week? Let's just see, okay? So they're posting about a day ago, Pitbull, their podcast or talk show thing. I've never heard of this before. What is this, guys? Has one for the road as host Hannah Newhouse and championship driver Nick Hoffman say odd lane sign to 2020 or sign odd lane or say odd lane sign to 2024 with a look at the best climb outs. Okay, so they're looking at the best guys who got out of their car in victory lane. 4 days ago, 3 days of no work at all here. 3 days, no work. They talked about a show that has come out by now, Monday, December. They just reposted it. A Driven to Dirt from the Knoxville Nationals. The original post that they shared. Millbridge with their Saturday. I guess they're depending on box stock. The Millbridge winter schedule. Super Dirt car schedule. Oh, see, I didn't even hear about this. Prairie Dirt. This happened a long time ago. Prairie Dirt's driven to dirt. Prairie Dirt Classic show. Okay. I mean, but how well is this working for them? I mean, and it doesn't make sense, right? It's like, why are you talking about Flow to DirtVision? It's two different entities. No, it's not. No, it's not. This is the same entity. Flow does have the big mamma jamma bankroll behind them. It seems. It seems. But we would assume there's a bit of a bankroll behind DirtVision as well. But I think this is what's going to separate High Limit and the World of Outlaws over time. Because, see, FloRacing partially represents High Limit, partially represents Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. They are a part of those two main hitters, right? Now, there's no dotted line, I mean, besides broadcasting rights, that says they're a part of them. I mean, I guess they are a part of High Limit. It seems that way, right? Dotted line-ish. DirtVision, we know for a fact they are because are aligned with the World of Outlaw Late Models and World of Outlaw Sprint Cars because it's a World Racing Group entity. But what are they doing in the media department? What are they doing? I mean, does this show actually sell? Does anybody listen to this show, this Pitbull thing? Does anybody listen to it? I'm telling you right now, it was posted a day ago. It's 2 days at this point, come midnight, and there's 6 fucking likes. 1 share. This is how you gauge what's successful and what is not. It's by the social interaction of your content. Engagements. So whatever this is, I don't know how much is invested. Maybe there's some private financiers, and that's why this exists. But it's worth 6 fucking likes, and you got 100,000 followers, and you can only get 6 likes on this content. That's a failed product. Get rid of it. Driven to Dirt. I'm sure it's nice. 13 likes, 3 comments. 22 likes on the initial post, 10 shares. This is failure. 7 likes on your Millbridge box stocks. Winner schedule, 16 likes. Out of 100,000, guys. 100,000. This ain't fucking a new page that was started yesterday. 100,000 followers. But you want to see success? You want to see somebody busting your ass, whooping your ass, and going to win the war on y'all as y'all continue to lose battles? Look at this. Here's content. The All-Star post. Okay, it's All-Stars. Who cares, really? 59. 59, guys. Chris Windom. Oh, nobody's going to care about that. We're going to dig into that. 94, though. 94, 24 comments. Interview here, 117 likes. Interview there, 219 likes. All-Star schedule, 359. Bo Dank, 359 likes for the All-Star schedule. What did your Super Dirt car get? Your Big Daddy Big Blocks? 17. Anyway, 359. Interview here, 127. Clip there, 1,000. Bloomquist piece here, 3.3K. Schedule alert for USAC Silver Crown got 97. Little in-car highlight about Perth, 193. Little interview with the Jeremy Elliott lookalike, fucking 207, guys. USAC National Midget schedule, 93. This is work. Look at the innovations. Y'all be, it's just a picture. It's just a picture, Ricky Thornton in a micro. No, it's smart. They know. This is how you win in media. They know that's going to get some attention to their brands. 439 likes. This is success. This is winning. This is how you win this battle right here. This is honestly, guys, this is how in 5 to 10 years, this logo right here, let me show you. In 5 to 10 years, if they don't get off these 6 likes bullshit contents and these 13s and stuff and start figuring out what works, this logo is going to change to that one. Say it. I'll say it right now. December 13th, 2024, if the aliens don't return with the big giant drone show in the sky and trick us all with the blue beams, this logo in 5 to 10 years, if they don't get their act together, is going to be this one. That's just what I think. That's just what I'm looking at. The ass get whooped right now. I'm looking at who's busting it, who's putting in the work, who's actually putting the grind in. And once again, Flo set this up. I think Michael Rigsby right there knew it from the beginning. That's a bad angle of him. Hold on. That guy on the left right there was Schwale. That's the Lucas Oil 8 Mile Series director. That guy on the left worked his ass up through this industry out of the back of a van at one point and got to where he is today. And he did it with the power of this media entity that he built himself. Dirt on dirt. Flo came along. He was in the right positions and got the positions to make some things happen with this Flo thing. And he understood what made him successful is going to make this successful. And Flo is operating like a media conglomerate, but that's because media always wins the war. They're doing the interviews. They're doing the documentary content. They're doing everything that you could do. GoPros, broadcasts. They're doing it all. All the boxes are checked with Flo. They're doing the breaking news stories, if you've noticed. All the news breaking stories, they're not coming out some third-party site anymore. They're coming through Flo. Coming through Flo. But man, and I'm honestly, guys, I'm on the DirtVision side of this thing. I hope. I mean, this is Flo is Walmart. This is your local hardware store. And all I'm sitting here and saying is, local hardware store, this 6 like shit ain't gonna fly. If you want that DirtVision logo to stay as long as the original All-Star logo did, maybe they'll bring you back as something else here in 7 or 8 years when they buy your ass. This ain't gonna win. I mean, I'm sure that video's awesome. I've experienced it myself, guys. Spend fucking 45, 50, 60 hours editing, 12, 14 hours, 20 hours filming, and you put something out and it don't hit. It sucks that some of this great masterpiece of artistry in the editing departments just don't sell sometimes. But it ain't looking good. Especially when you're comparing to your only other boy you got to go up against. Because y'all represent one side in this deal, and this represents another. They are just outright waxing you. Outright. Even with Windom news. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Do we talk about that? Oh, my God. Do we? We have to, don't we? We have to? Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. We have to talk about it. Oh, my God. What's the World of Outlaws doing? They're trying to make this a sellable point. They're trying to sell that. They're putting this together. World of Outlaws is putting this together. What about this did the World of Outlaws think was going to get anybody ramped up for the 2025 World of Outlaws series? Who thought this was a good idea to put any effort into this? I mean, at least it got 690,000 likes. I'm surprised there ain't no laughing faces. The comment said it. Field filler, good money coming along though. Chaz just got that NOS sponsorship money. Car is going to be brand new next year for sure. Is he bringing NOS with him? Somebody said, poor Jason Sides. Somebody just said, take the wings off. Okay, we'll see. Somebody's drunk down here said, wow, huge opportunities for Sides to level things up. Wow. But I just don't see this as news. Is this news, ladies and gentlemen? I mean, I would give more credit to Carson Macedo than Chris Windom. Carson Macedo's at least won a Premier Regional Series championship with the wing on the car. Chris Windom has done stuff non-wing. But what has he done with the wing on? Well, and he really ain't done nothing with the wing on. So why does he keep moving up, right? How does he keep, he started out kind of winging it in select races, then he winged at All-Stars, then he winged at High Limit, and now he's winging at World of Outlaws. Is it working your way up or buying your way up? That's the issue with NASCAR, and they're losing the authenticity of stars and race cars on the racetrack. I think we got a similar situation here that I've been pointing out, slowly been developing over the last 4 years. And this is the Taj Mahal of the situation. Now, I do think this is a very good example of paying your way up, not working your way up, not with results at least, not performing your way up. I guess he's somehow working. I don't know. But this is also a situation where, is it him paying his way up? At some point here, ladies and gentlemen, we have to stop getting upset, because I see people upset at this, talking about the money, the money, the money. We have to get away from being mad at the drivers and start getting mad at the sponsors who are enabling this to happen. And then there's some back market things that happen and occur, or there's sometimes it's relatives, or sometimes it's interesting scenarios where people are supported by certain sponsors due to everything but performing well. Now, is that the driver who's getting the opportunity to do that, or is it the people supplying the opportunity is the problem? Is Chris Windom going to the 7S car his fault, or is he got some supporters around him that's enabling the situation to happen? So I don't know how mad we can, or how mad you could be at Chris Windom going to the 7S car. I mean, we would all like to see somebody who's winning regionally or locally or really dominating, not some underperforming driver getting an opportunity in the 7S car. But the diesel trucks don't go up and down the road. This is their argument. The trucks don't go up and down the road for free, Chaz. Not everyone can win the races. Somehow this is a business. Guys, business. Lydia Vu. I don't know what to say. I mean, to me, honestly, this is a win for High Limit. They don't have to worry about trying to pump up a driver that shouldn't be there. It's now the World of Outlaws' responsibility to make Chris Windom look like this draw or really badass superstar talent driver of the World of Outlaws. It's now the Outlaws' responsibility to make him a big thing. High Limit don't have to worry about that shit no more. They can move over to somebody else now and worry and put resources or attention to somebody who may have a chance to develop one day. Windom has had a decent amount, adequate amount of time in a wing car. If he was going to be one of the guys, and look, if you're okay being top teners your whole life, that's fine. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about one of the guys up there in that top five threatening to win a race. It didn't take Tyler Courtney this long because he's one of those guys. It's just one of those things. If you got it, you got it. You're going to be there very quickly. May take you a couple years, but we're going to see obvious progression all the time. Very quickly, too. Those guys, they show it fast. They don't wait around for 5 years to get there. But this is, once again, a good opportunity for the High Limit to loosen their ability and time and effort and put it into someone else. And now the Outlaws have to make this a big thing. That's hard to me. You as the race fans know what I mean. How in the hell is the World of Outlaws going to turn Chris Windom in that 7S car into a must-see situation? I'll wait. Tell me how that's a must-see scenario. Tell me how 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 fans can't wait to the track to see him in that car. I'm waiting. This ain't a draw scenario. This ain't a flash pan. I mean, even if you would have took some guy from Ohio or some local regional guy from PA or someone from California or heck, even Landon Crowley, if you went down to those southern states, he had a local fan base that couldn't wait to see what he could do. We don't know. Big question mark. Can he get it done? We already know Windom can't. In Indiana, if you're cheering for anybody from that regional area of the community, I mean, it's going to be hard to outdo the Courtneys and the Justin Pecks as far as flash in the pan, especially when they've had a lot more flash than you. So this is, once again, I hate to back up, Flo just whooping DirtVision's ass, but now Flo don't have to worry about wasting time on trying to make that a deal. Now y'all got to deal with it. Now y'all got to figure out a way, just like you did. Just like you did. You tried to find a way. You used Landon Crawley clips. I don't know why. Just take a picture of the car. I mean, Jason Sides is the coolest person in this whole pitting area. You've already tried to make this look cool. It's not going to look cool. It's not cool. This ain't midgets. This ain't midgets. This ain't non-wing sprint cars. This ain't Silver Crown. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. At least you did it in a 1x1, 4x4 format. That's y'all's job now. Y'all got to make that special. Y'all got to make that must-see. Y'all got to hope that sells a subscription to DirtVision. Good luck. Good luck. He should have went back to non-wing. Non-wing needs a star. It would have been nice to see Chris Windom go back. USAC could have benefited a lot. Whoever's suggesting this for Chris Windom personally is making a huge... If I was the agent for Chris Windom, I'd be like, look, I've had a few years in this wing thing. It hasn't really worked out. You haven't ran well. Let's be honest, Chris. Dude, USAC is kind of lacking a top guy right now. And everybody likes a good comeback story and love non-wing racing. I'm sure you could talk about it like... Just go do that. You'd become the 1A of the whole entire industry. You'd be close at least. Be close. You'd instantly be plugged into where you're a guy and you could be successful over there. Chris, I mean, you're just not going to do it. In the 7S, and I only know it, Chris, it's not just the car. It's you. The 55 was good, man. I know you had some top fives, but you're a winner in the non-wing stuff, man. Don't you want to go out a winner? I know sometimes this wing card to some non-wing guys is this bull they want to ride, and they want to win and be successful into it. It's such a challenge. And I get it, but sometimes you just got to take it on the chin, man. And I don't know. This is going to be a take it on the chin scenario, I think. It's going to be way worse than anyone could imagine. I would have stayed in the 55 if I had options there. I mean, it's not like the 7S has a history of success here recently. I would have rather seen a regional local guy get a shot, but hey, working your way up versus paying your way up or somebody paying it for you or opportunity. I mean, if this is where it's going, hopefully it's more scenarios like this to where nobody cares. Nobody will care about this very soon. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, let's see what y'all have to think. I'm sure people are bitching. Oh, my God. What's the YouTube chat section got to say now? Oh, my. Hold on. Why is it blank? Went blank on me. What the hell? Oh, shit. There's somebody in here bitching about crate motors. Chaz, do you know if they have ran tonight's feature race at Alltech with the XR Plus 604 Nationals race? Also, at Alltech tomorrow, it pays $100,000 to win for a crate late model race. Yeah, nobody cares about XR ever since the Peyton Taylor deal. I mean, XR's got a big black eye on themselves right now over that, and I don't really think people care. Landon is a better driver than Windom. I honestly am not against that. I think Landon Crawley, and I don't know why Tim Crawley went psychotic like he did. But I think Landon Crawley's good. And as far as better than Chris Windom, yeah, I'd say he's better than Chris Windom. Landon Crawley's not better than David Gravel or Buddy Kofoid or the real hitters of the series in the industry. But if I was to compare Landon Crawley to Chris Windom, yeah, Landon Crawley's better. Let's see here. What else we got? The Logano deal this year was all about gambling. That's all I can say. Yes. Yes, Dirty. Chaz spoke on the gambling. Have we talked about the gambling? We got the gambling topic. What do you want to say? Hold on. Let's get it up on the screen. Oh, sorry. That's where we ripped DirtVision. Betting on the down under. Oh, my. Windom is the new Brock Zerfoss of the Outlaws. This is true. Damn. That is fucked up, Brett. That is actually 110% accurate, though. That is exactly where where Chris Windom is going to slot in, right where Brock Zerfoss was. Wow. That's crazy. I went the old in with the new, huh? That's crazy. The 100K is on XR, but like I said, the whole Peyton Taylor deal ruined it. I guess we can. Nobody's calling in. I guess we said what we could say. Let's see. Do we have any earlier comments? Oh, something about the drones. Where's the drones at? The drones are ours, I think. No way would our military allow drones from other countries. No, I mean, we got satellites that can read the barcode on a damn pack of cigarettes on the side of the road. Like, all of this, oh my God, how did this happen? It's all bullshit. Y'all need to look up Project Bluebeam. You know, ever since I've seen these drone shows where they show these things in the sky, like these parades and Santa Clauses, and Disney even does a drone show in the sky now, where it's like a movie in the sky, but they use drones to project it. Ever since I saw that, I was like, if this is what the public is allowed to operate and use and see, imagine what the fucking military can do. Imagine what our military and real money and secret society, imagine what they can do and what kind of drones and projection-based technology they have. And I don't know who's looked up this Project Bluebeam, but it's basically all about projecting an image in the sky. It's been going around since the 90s as a worry of what NASA and some intellectual agencies are attempting to potentially do to trick us into whether that be an alien invasion from the sky or Jesus coming back, some kind of global control event. Obviously, COVID, something like that's not going to work again. And I do think if something like that is going to happen where they try to do something that's alien invasion or Jesus returns in the sky or something, like, they're going to do it before Trump gets in that fucking office. In my opinion, they brought COVID in last go round to keep that from happening in 2020. Now it's done. Now the ticket is stamped. They ain't going to go no. And they went to the extremity of a global illness. Now that he's going in, I mean, what are they going to do to stop that? What's the limits they're willing to push? That Bluebeam might be right up that alley, man. That Bluebeam may be right up that alley. I'm just saying. Mike Tyson fight with the smartphone. Yep. iPads were made in the 60s. Oculus Rift was in the 1950s. They had Oculus in the 50s. Virtual reality was in the 50s. Who knows if they got, like, I've been thinking about, what about the time travel? You think they got time travel? That'd be an interesting one. Hold on. Let's do this. Project Bluebeam. And look, I bet you they've been bringing up stories about this. Oh, what are we moving here? Okay. Hold on. Locking these up. What is Project Bluebeam? It's a conspiracy theory. Of course, they all are. And look, they're tied in with the drones. Look at this. They've already got it tied in with the drones. Dude, I just did a search, Project Bluebeam. Hold on, let's read here. Look, the search bar says Project Bluebeam, and it's already tied in the drones. Or is my voice in the computer listening to me and predicting? That's the scary part. New Jersey's drone mystery, military drills, or is it Project Bluebeam in action? Now, see, that's kind of like some BS. Oh, what just happened? What's going on? CNN in here? Yeah, Project Bluebeam. Bizarre theory. Look, this was posted 9 hours ago. Look, everybody's starting to catch the news. Look at this. They're starting to post about it. Oh, here we go. It's going to start saying conspiracy theory. The internet has not exactly been good for facts. Conspiracy theories spread like wildfire, in part because they can seem just as credible as the truth, which has meant that even conspiracy theories that are decades old have found new life with a little help from prominent people who post about them. One such theory is Project Bluebeam. I told you this is old. The theory is 30 years old, but it's gained new life in the age of the internet, in part because of videos that claim to be from all over the globe showing glowing orbs in the sky. Or the drones. This is why it popped into my mind. I knew about this conspiracy theory about 6 years ago. But it popped in my mind when I started seeing these drone shows. I'm like, whoa, that's what that Bluebeam was talking about, was being able to project an image in the sky. I'm like, if they got this shit at Disney, what's fucking NASA and Area 51 and S4 and all them got? To be able to do a show. Here's what we know about Project Bluebeam. What is Project Bluebeam? Project Bluebeam is a conspiracy theory first proposed by somebody's name, I'm not even going to say it, journalist Serge Monast in 1994. According to the theory, NASA is working in concert with the U.S. government to implement a new age religion headed by the Antichrist. Dun, dun, dun. Trump's in the office. He's the Antichrist. It seems like this is coming to roof. Oh, my God. By using technology to simulate the second coming. Oh, my God. Now, they could do anything they want with this. It could be aliens. It could be anything. But this is saying the second coming. Basically, the government is going to create disasters and other natural phenomena, thereby tricking people into worshiping the devil. Wow, this is next level, guys. This is crazy. This particular theory includes some concrete steps. The first step involves staging natural disasters like earthquakes that will facilitate the discovery of new religious documents and thereby discredit many of the major world religions. Step 2 is where Bluebeam gets its name. This is the step I was talking about. That's the creepy part, the relation. This step assumes that lights will appear in the sky all over the world and that those lights will take the shape of whatever the preeminent God is in that religion. At the end of this light display, it literally says light display, all these deities will merge into a single entity, the Antichrist. Of course, people would have to believe that these lights in the sky were actually a sign from their deity and not just lights in the sky. This particular step is where many online believe we are now, even though there are things like drones and planes out there that also just make lights in the sky. Oh, here's a post on X. We are fucked. The drones are Project Bluebeam. Look for vids of them transforming from balls of light to planes when filmed to see for yourself. The government is not investigating. They are doing this. Whatever you see in the coming days is not God. I would stand by that statement, for the record. I would stand by that statement. If anything does happen, I would not believe it. I would not believe, whatever comes and shows and tries to trick you. I believe in deception, and I believe that there is a lot of deception in the world. I would not believe if something started happening with all these reports about the drones. I mean, I would not believe it. I would not believe it. But you just said it in the chat. I mean, you literally just said in the chat that this is not drones. This is the government. They're not getting away with it. I was agreeing with you, but I think that's because it's agreeable, guys. I think this is agreeable. The drones are to study the reaction from local government. They failed horribly. That's funny. So it was like a defense test. You're saying like it was a defense test tactic? Like we were running a test on our own systems, just in case type deal? I saw the aircraft with the diamond pattern light. The light went off and the aircraft went through a cloud portal. But I was on shrooms, and it was a month. Well, that's what happened. Let's just stop at the drug usage. That's why you saw that. Hey, Dean Henry, we already did talk about Chris Windom. We are closing in on the hour. We're probably about to get off here. Nobody's talking. I'm kind of sweating right now. It's warmer than I thought it would be. Remember, aliens were created by humans, or humans were created by aliens. Dun, dun, dun. Anunnaki. Look it up, Anunnaki. Yeah, I would do, guys. Y'all need to really start second guessing technology. The technology, and this is why I didn't believe in the COVID stuff, and I didn't believe in any of it. It's like the degree of ability in the world, not in our world, not in the monkey land, which is ours, but the rulers, the elites of development, the elites of technologies, the elites of healthcare. The elites, the actual information of the world, it's so far ahead, it's unbelievable. And it bothers me when we are tricked into believing into limitation. That's what I believe. We believe we're limited, and then we believe what a TV tells us the limitations are. It's just insane. Insane. But that is demonic. That is demonic, to teach you limitations and to live within. They talk about this in all kinds of religious documentary. Just saying. It's freaking 10 degrees outside right now. Well, where I am at, hold on. Let me show you how cold it is where I'm at. It is 18. So you must be in a warmer area than me. Did you watch the Lucas Banquet? No, I did not. Did not watch the Lucas Banquet. Did somebody get in a fight? Should we open up the lines, Dean Henry? Do you need to report? Do we need a report from Dean Henry on the Lucas Banquet? Oh, my. I'm thinking we need a report from Dean on the Lucas Banquet. What happened at the Lucas Banquet? You got me curious now. We're opening up the lines, damn it. There's got to be... You can't just say, nope, it was good. What's the Lucas Banquet? What happened? Did somebody get beat up or what? RTJ almost won every award. Okay, Christopher Bell is going to show us aliens at the coin. The coin is tomorrow. The coin is tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. So Chris Bell does return to a midget tomorrow night at the DeCoin Southern Illinois Center. Power Eye, multiple non-wing superstars expected to be there. So nobody's calling in. Okay, I mean we can call it at that point. No super chats, no likes, no nothing. I mean, that's fine. Nobody likes the Chaz. It's fine. I mean, we're still sitting steady at 100. I would like to hear some calls. Does anybody have anything to bitch about? Usually people have something to say. Come on now. Let's hear it. What we got? Here we go. There's the number on the screen, ladies and gentlemen. Let's hear your call. Oh, we already got one calling in. Who is it? Oh no! Are you first time caller?
Who is it?
I've talked to you live before. This is William Whalen from Burlington, Iowa.
No, are you first time caller?
Mute us in the background. So we're hearing the feedback on the background.
This is William Whalen from Burlington, Iowa.
But what'd you call in? What'd you want to talk about?
What'd you call in? What you want to talk about?
Who should we bet on if we get the betting on this high limit?
You can you hear me through the phone, or do you have to listen to me through the computer or something? Or can you not hear me on the phone?
I can hear you on the phone.
No, I just keep hearing myself in the background. Turn that down so we don't hear the feedback from the show.
Turn your
So you're asking me who we should bet on?
Well, yeah.
I do think that the betting stuff is going to get more views for my stuff and Dirt Tracker and any dirt track content because people are going to want to know who to bet on if it gets big enough and who's good and who's not. Like I think anybody who watches the sport's going to have an advantage in betting, and I think anybody who does media around the sport is going to have an advantage as far as who to bet. I think it's situational, obviously. You would assume Kyle Larson would be a favorite at a lot of high-limit events. You would assume there'd be some high odds, but when they go to California, I mean, who's setting the lines on these damn things? I know when USAC did their first race or whatever, somebody won like $4,000 betting on Emerson Axum because they had him at like a plus 2,300. You know, the people setting the lines had no idea what the fuck to do.
I don't know how they're going to set any line.
Yeah.
It's dirt track. It's not asphalt.
Right.
You know, asphalt. Yeah.
Well, you put wings on the cars and things are a little more consistent, especially on the big time level.
Right.
But it's hard to set the lines at the beginning of the night. You know, you almost want to wait till that A main starts and then start betting, but that's not how they're doing it. So, we'll have to see how much it actually does change and how the betting lines get set and how they move. It'll be interesting to pay attention to, I think.
I think I'll just stay away from it. I don't think it's good for the sport myself, but I just thought, well, maybe, you know, I don't drink enough, but once in a while I'll just get a whim to go do something stupid, and that would be it.
Well, I think the problem with most betting is I didn't get into betting much, but in the state of Iowa, the online gambling's legal or whatever. And I was like, oh, I'll try $5 or whatever. And then you win and you turn $5 into like 185. And then you're like, all right, well, I'll send 100 to the bank and bet on this 85. And then you win some and lose some. And then now you're in it. You know, I mean, once you start playing it, once you start getting in it, you're in it, you know?
Right.
You're like, fuck, I sat on my ass Saturday night, made more money than I did in 2 days at my 9 to 5, you know?
Yeah, right. I'm retired, and if I'm swinging by, I might pull in and place a bet on football or baseball or something, and that's it. Come home, leave it set. The tickets are good for a year, so
okay,
I can just save the money, you know.
Yeah,
but I don't know how you go going through PayPal and Venmo and all that. You're gonna get W-2 in the mail. When you walk into a casino, you got a limit. You can stop yourself before you have to pay taxes.
Right. Well, I think that's something that a lot of people need to consider. Is there's a lot of people winning on these gambling apps that I don't think they're reporting.
All right.
Yeah, I talked to a guy. I talked to a guy who's doing a lot of it, and I was like, "What are you gonna do when it comes to tax season or something?" He goes, "I ain't gonna report. Fuck them." That's what a lot of people say. Fuck the IRS. They got their money. Fuck the IRS. I mean, so
nah.
I mean, you could say fuck the IRS as they haul you off into the jail cell. I mean, it won't matter, but you could say it.
It might be cheaper. It might be cheaper in jail around here. Sometimes, you know. All right, take care.
All righty, well, thanks for calling in, man.
All right, bye.
The Booze Traveler, I want to thank you for calling in. The Booze Traveler says, those parlay cards, at college and pro football, I win way more on it than I do online gambling because I play those and I don't mess with online gambling due to that W-2 mess. It'll be interesting to see how the gambling does with the W-2. People ain't reporting it. They're not doing it. Is that it? I guess nobody's calling. Okay. Got a solid 100 viewers and nobody's wanting to call. Numbers on the screen. 423-616-7673. It's on the screen, ladies and gentlemen. It's that easy to call. Live callers right now. Don't make me go to a Prime commercial on y'all's ass. Don't make me do it. I'll do it. Spike ain't calling in. He's scared. He's probably out with some underage kid somewhere, some girl. He said, "Give me a Prime commercial." Well, I guess we can call it. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, I don't plan on coming back until Monday. We could do a special live if Christopher Bell does win. Have you set in travel for the racing season? Anything you want to really hit, Chaz? I don't know. I mean, there's some halfway intrigue to maybe do Chili Bow to start the season. Maybe. There's supposed to be some people down in Florida that want to collaborate and do some things. I don't know about Chili Bow, though. I feel like if I go to Chili Bow, I'm going to be lined up with like 6 fights. At least 2. I don't know how. I think I'm going to be. If I go to Chili Bow, I think I'll get kicked out of the building again, honestly. I think if Kyle Busch presses me, I'm going to Ricky Stenhouse Jr., that son of a bitch. And I may go to jail. I don't know if he'll press me. I don't know. I have a feeling me and him will cross paths at one point, and he'll either want to say something about the old Brexton deal a couple years ago or something. If he gives me a fucking attitude, I'm just fucking laying it out. I'm not going to take his shit. Did you see Sweet's interview with Sprint Car Hub? Sweet saying he could be done full-time racing in 2 to 5 years and wanting to focus on the business. Oh, I'm sure he does. But then he'll come in for special events. He'll be like a Sammy or, one of these guys who don't race full. A Darren Pittman. He'll do a Darren Pittman style schedule. He'll never quit racing. Believe it or not, guys, racing is actually fun. Yes, DeCoin is this weekend. If you can't make it to the Illinois Center, it is going to be on Start to Finish Media. You can check it out. Power Eye on Facebook, all the social outlets, is the one actually putting the race on. Oh, we got a caller. Who is it? Is this Desky?
Yep.
Oh, no. What are you going to bitch about now?
So how many chicks are pissed off at you right now?
How many what?
How many chicks are pissed off at you right now?
Chicks?
You're saying all these girls, yeah.
How many girls are mad at me? I didn't know women were mad at me. What happened?
Heard stuff about Kaylee Bryson and Jade Abedissian are wanting to come after you.
Oh, I don't think they're going to fight me. It'll be like, I think it'll be like their dad or one of their sponsors who really loves them but can't tell them because they're too old. Something like that, You know what I'm saying? It'll be like that guy who's wanting to impress them.
Yeah.
That's the same thing that happened with
boyfriends.
Not Kaylee Bryson. That same thing happened with Carson Elledge and that Chase Cabray, the guy who ended up marrying Haley Deegan. Me and Carson Elledge got into it at Shootout, and it was a good discussion at the end of it, but he came over and all tried to be Billy Badass, trying to impress her. He was single at the time, but he eventually got with the right girl with the right last name, I guess.
I've seen pictures, so.
Of what?
I've seen plenty of pictures. Oh, all types of stuff. You're talking about the whole Snapchat thing that was going down.
It's true.
The whole group. I've heard about it, and I've seen pictures, and it's pretty interesting, so.
Oh, there's Snapchat groups out there, dude. There's some weird cookies.
Yeah.
And some elitists, like that one I was talking about with the elites of the NASCAR world, and they were in there saying N-word and all that stuff. That Brian Hubert was saying it. There was some girl in there 2 days ago on some O Block. She was talking shit to me, and I was like, damn, you're getting all pissed off. You're all mad and shit. And I was like, I kind of like it when a girl's mad at me. I think it's attractive or whatever. And they're like, oh, we got you, Chaz. Oh, we got you. I was like, dude, I just said I think a chick that's hot or that's pissed off is kind of hot. That's all I'm saying. But they were trying to bait me because they're in there saying the N-word and doing all this crazy shit.
Oh, when a girl's pissed off at you, they're trying to change you.
Yeah, exactly.
In ways they kind of like you because girls, they always want to change something, whether it's their look or you or whatever
Well,
it is.
that's what I
change.
said. That's what I
So-
said. But then she was like, I'm fat and 400 pounds or something. So she started fat shaming me.
Oh,
Yeah.
she wants you to be skinny.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah,
she
she's
wants
wanting
you
to
to-
change me. Or you got it.
She wants you to have no receding hairline and
Right.
go have straight hair, shave that mustache. She wants you to
The
do a
curls ain't going
complete
nowhere,
makeover.
bitch. Hey, the receding hairline ain't bad. Not with the hat. I mean, it ain't bad. Don't be saying that, man. Now you gonna make me cry, just like she wanted me to. That's because women are insecure. They're trying to make us feel as bad as them. I'm not letting it happen.
Yeah.
Think
Well,
about it.
in the
Think
dirt
about
track
it.
world,
Women are never satisfied with how they look, ever. Look how hot Kim Kardashian was like 15 years ago, and she still thought she was ugly. She changed her whole self.
well, imagine what Haley Deegan's going to be like in 10 years.
I think if you
mean,
gave Haley Deegan
implants.
a buzz cut, she would look like a dude.
It's going to be implants and lip shit and whatever. It's going to be a full makeover.
Okay, Roger
in about
McCluskey.
a decade.
Roger McCluskey, $1.99 super chat. Thank you. Lloyd McMillan says, "Hey caller, did you find out if the kid was yours from a concerned citizen?" What is he talking about?
I think he's got the wrong dude.
So I will
I'm from
say, one
Indiana.
of my sponsors, I'm not going to say who it is, but we made a really nice commercial for him. He's already come across an issue where racers are not paying their bills for items or parts.
Oh, shit. I've heard
You were
series
talking about
aren't
this,
paying
right?
out. Yeah. Yeah, this happens all the time. And I've heard all sorts of stuff over the years about they're actually like stealing parts from the place and selling them on the aftermarket and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I've heard all about this.
Yeah, Ashton Winger at one point said that it's hard for late model guys to get sponsorships because some of the big names in the past would get like a shock sponsorship or spring sponsorship and get like 20 sets or whatever. And then they would just go sell them, like 18 of them, and keep 2 and then ask for more. And they did that for so long that these manufacturers lost faith in giving guys parts.
Well, they had another sponsor. They had another shock company that was actually sponsoring this entire time. It's the same thing where, like, with that whole incident with Bobby Pierce with his sponsor, when in reality, the entire time they've had another sponsor, and you're just this peasant who they're just taking money from and taking your parts and selling them to make more money.
Well, people keep saying that wasn't about Bobby Pierce. My source is direct source. I'm not going to name names, but I was told directly that was about Bobby Pierce. Regardless, what's the stories with? I've heard stories as well. I've heard there's people out there floating 6-figure invoices with parts houses and places and rear end shops and motor shops, and they're just floating bills.
I mean, look at Ricky Thornton's car at Charlotte, the sponsor on that car, and you can find out all about him.
Well, what do you mean? You got some dirt on Ricky Thornton? What do you mean?
No.
What?
But the person who owned the car.
The first name on the car.
No, the person who owned the car.
Which one was that? You talking about that Kohler?
No, sprint car.
Oh, Indy Race Parts.
Oh, yeah.
Is he owed a lot of money, you're saying?
More along the lines, he might owe money as well, just as much as other people owe him money.
Well, that was the whole, and I mean, I'm not saying it's true or anything, but that was the whole raise of the eyebrow with the whole shop burn. What was it? Shop burning down and cars stolen, or what was it that 1 time a couple years ago, Indy?
He's had a lot of stuff stolen over the years. I've seen so many posts about him getting his shit stolen. But welcome to the parts world. A lot of screwing one another over and a lot of cutthroating. So when it comes to, I look at it this way: you go into the pit area, and I'd say roughly, I'll say 30 to 40% of the race cars aren't fully paid for.
Right.
It's just that's a guess. I mean, it kind of fluctuates depending on if you're on the local scene or the national scene. But you'd be amazed the race cars and the parts that are on these cars, and the check hasn't cleared yet. So, welcome to dirt track racing.
Oh, and I also heard that was a concern with Bloomquist as well. But there was some race cars that were supposed to be built that had not been.
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised. I haven't heard anything about it, so I can't be 100%, but wouldn't surprise me. So you'd be amazed by who owes money.
Well, and then your image can protect you. You know, who wants to come out and say, hey, that guy who's gone now, he got paid X amount and never gave it to me. Whoever's going to say that.
Yeah, and imagine like some of the sponsors on his car, you're like best friends with them and stuff like that. And you don't want to shame on them or get the sponsors or whoever your friends are pissed off. It's back to nepotism, like you say. It's who do you know and who's part of the buddy system, who's in with the clicks, and you got to be nice in certain areas and you can be mean in other areas.
Well, you're a part of the elite in Indiana. What do you feel about this this Chris Windom deal, man? I'm still kind of taken away. What do you feel about this whole experiment? Is that what this is? An experiment? What is this? What is he doing?
If you're talking about experiment, I mean that's kind of what the family they're trying to get. I know his sister was in the whole country music scene back in the day, trying to get her into the
music is very pay to play nowadays too, believe it or not.
Right, but she was in that era where Taylor Swift was moving on up through the ranks in the country scene. She was trying to, I forgot what her name was, but I think it was Jennifer or something like that. But yeah, their parents, they got them into whatever they wanted to get them into, and Chris went for sprint car racing, and she went for trying to be a country star, and Chris's whole deal was going a little bit better than hers, and I don't know what happened with hers, but yeah, I think there's been a lot of money in the family, and then him getting rides over the years in the whole non-wing world. He's ran for, well, they started out with their own car.
He did have success in the non-wing. He did. You know, he wasn't a bum.
Yeah, I agree with what you're saying. I mean, if he was running non-wing, look at the competition in USAC now. There's not as much. I mean, you got Brady Bacon, CJ Leary. Who knows what's going to happen with Justin Grant? We don't know. For all we know, he'd be running wing by next year.
You think Justin Grant will go? I'm surprised Justin Grant turned his back on RMS and went CBIL or CB Industries.
Yeah, I've seen Justin Grant. He was in the first Highlander race at Lincoln Park. So I've seen him run wing before, and he's not a Courtney, but you never know. Maybe they take him a season.
Who is better? Who is better though? That was a good comparison, a good question earlier. Do you think Landon Crawley or Chris Windom in that 7S will do better? Is better. I think Landon Crawley's a better wing racer than Windom, personally.
Yeah, based off of like what Landon's done, like 360 competition. Yeah, it seems that Crawley has more. It seems that because he's only like 16, 17 years old.
Yeah, 16.
Whereas Chris is in his 30s. I mean, it's kind of like, can you teach an old dog new tricks? I feel like Crawley, he's young and fresh on the block, and I feel like he'll soak up more than what Chris has done. I mean, I feel like Chris has kind of learned all he can learn, and it seems that from what we've seen in the past 2 or 3 years of wing racing, it seems he hasn't really done much, whereas I feel like Crawley's still learning, and he's young, and he's got potential.
That is the best question I've seen tonight. Alan, who is a channel member, I believe your name is down there. Join the memberships on the channel, ladies and gentlemen. I think the cheapest one's like $2 or something. He says, who's better, Chris Windom or Craig Kinzer? Oh, my. That may be the hardest question I have ever received, honestly.
Probably Chris Windom right now.
Really?
When was the last time Craig Kinzer got a top 5?
When was the last time Craig Kinzer was in some really good shit? I mean, Craig Kinzer was floating a DRC chassis in the 11K, and that 70 ain't did shit in ever. Chris Windom was in the 55 machine. You know, Kerry Matson was winning in that bitch.
True.
Craig Kinzer ain't got a fair shot in anything recently. When's the last good car Craig Kinzer's ever been in? It would have been back when he was good. You know, Craig Kinzer is a Knoxville Nationals champion, guys. I mean, I have to say this. He is.
One time though.
One it's hard to win him. He was a competitor. He was an up and comer at one time. He went to NASCAR trucks. I mean,
like, this is probably a pretty rough take, but I'd say Brian Brown is better than a Craig Kinzer, in my opinion. And Brian Brown's never won a Knoxville Nationals, but he's gotten a couple of seconds and thirds.
Well, I'd say Brian Brown's better than Chris Windom or Landon Crawley.
Yeah, I'd say Brian Brown. Yeah, I could see that over Chris Windom. And
that might be the bigger question here. This may need to be a future topic of the show. Is Brian Brown potentially going to be the biggest wasted talent of modern sprint car racing? You know, because Brian Brown's not bad. He's good. He's traveled and did okay. But he ain't ever, for a season, got off his fucking little high horse fucking palace couch over there in the Midwest and went on the road with the Outlaws or the All-Stars full time. Is he going to potentially be the biggest wasted talent of modern sprint car racing, Brian Brown? As far as we always talk about PA being a porch sitter, at least a few of them get out there and go. You know,
yeah,
I mean, you got Schuhart out there. You got Stevie Smith went on the road. I mean, Greg Hodnitz went on the road. Ohio, you know, you got your Sheldons, your Jack Hodden, I mean, we can go down the Ohio list. They all went. Is Brian Brown going to be the biggest waste of all time as far as never taking the step and trying that tour, you know?
But even, like, look at all the money he has behind him. Like, all those cars. I've seen there's a YouTube video on him where he shows this whole garage with all his sprint cars. He has like 5 or 6 all lined up. He's got basically a whole national setup. He's got so many motors, and it's like, why not try running the national series at least a year or two?
Well, and I get the argument he can make a bunch of money just sitting at home, and he has a beautiful wife, and he has, you know, Casey's General Stores, who just, you know, I'm sure circle jerk him in success and appreciation. I get it. You know, it's a very comfortable lifestyle, but there's got to be that competitor, you would think, within a Brian Brown that wants to know what he's really got. You know, I think that Brian Brown, if you threw him full-time on the Outlaws next year as it is with his equipment and his team, he would I think he's a 100% lock for Rookie of the Year. And if he could figure it out quick enough, he potentially could win the championship. It's a long shot, but there ain't no doubt he's a top 5. I would think. I think you could easily put him in a top 5 position. It's not crazy to say that. His crew chief's Chad Morgan. He's been up and down the road with them. They done a lot of. They did some ASCS traveling. They got some different experiences. I just think that if Brian Brown never goes on the road, you could sit in your deathbed, for instance, with all the money, but it's your memories and your regrets. People who have died say this. It's your regrets that you didn't do in life that run through your mind. Why didn't I do this? Why didn't I do that? It ain't about why didn't I make this much more money. It ain't about why didn't I take this better job offer. It's about why I didn't experience or test myself or try to accomplish X, Y, Z. And I just see if Brian Brown don't try it, that's going to haunt him. It should haunt him.
There's so many drivers out there who are the same as Brian Brown when it comes to talent, and why didn't they try in the Nationals?
Is there really?
Sanders, Lance DeWeese, Derek Hagar. There's
Lance DeWeese went on the road, I believe. Didn't he compete 1 year or 2 years?
Yeah, a year or two. Yeah.
Well, see, he ain't got that regret then. He ain't got now. Justin Sanders. I've argued this. I hold Justin Sanders to the same standard. Yes. I agree. Justin Sanders is in the same boathouse of what I'm talking about. But you say, there's plenty of guys like Brian Brown, but really? Brian Brown's done a lot. He's won MPA. He's won a Tuscarora 50. That's more than Justin Sanders. I'm sorry. Justin Sanders could win as much as he wants on the West Coast, but Brian Brown has accomplished more. There is not a more accomplished driver in the United States that has not went on a tour besides Brian Brown.
DeWeese, I think, ran All-Stars. He never ran a full-time outlaw schedule, I don't think.
We could look it up real quick.
He had never won. Because I don't think All-Stars would be considered like national where you're going from coast to coast.
Well, heck, that would have been an accomplishment for Brian Brown if he would have done that.
Yeah, I think even just running this year's All-Stars would be a step in the right direction to going somewhat national. I mean, it's over in Ohio, PA, New York racing. It's not like
he did try to run, I believe, the midweek money series, and he pulled out on the Grandview weekend, the first year of High Limit when they tried to do those 12.
Oh yeah, yeah. And
he pulled out on the Grandview weekend, so that was it. I don't know. Somebody just brought up Cowtown Speedway, the best racetrack to ever die. He said, Brian Brown is a Knoxville racer. What did he ever do back in the day in Texas in ASCS? Sanders should be in the side 7. Yeah, he should. He would do way better than Chris Windom. At least try it. You know what's funny? I would say this to Brian Brown too, or even Sanders. Anybody who's looking at, for instance, that side 7S car that we've all seen as just an average race car, right? If you got in, if Justin Sanders went to that 7S, for instance, nobody's expecting that 7S to do shit. But if you went into that car and it started running good, you would have the premier teams looking at you saying, oh, my God, we need to get him. Look what he did with the 7S car. Just if you would go out there and run well with the car. Consistently.
Look what he did with the 39M car. I mean, that's another one. Anthony Macri should be on the national tour. He should be running at High Limit or World of Outlaws full time.
These people are going to be forced with regret, I think, later in life.
Yeah. I mean, at least try one season. I mean, you got the money behind you. You got multiple cars just sitting there, and it's like, why are you just running for $5,000 on a local night in PA, or getting crashed by Gulbic or mosquitoes out in California with Sanders. Like, why do you want to deal with that when you know at least? I mean, you still got Mosquito out there with a 41 car still taking people out, but you got people like Schatz and David Gravel who probably show you a little more respect than running on the NARC series or any other regional or local series that has a lot of drama behind it, it seems like. So
Right.
I would take a chance.
Well, and then of course,
to
once
say,
you go
"Hey, I did
national racing, everything's free. You know, rear end companies
they
give you
offer
free
tow
rear
money.
ends. You ain't got to buy a wing again. You ain't ever going to buy a fire suit. You more likely, if you're smart, you ain't gonna buy the tires anymore. You know, you ain't gonna have to buy a shock no more. You ain't gonna have to buy steering components. You ain't gonna have to buy, bars. All these things get sponsored technically. I've heard when you become a national team. You know, if you can get a diesel sponsor, you basically just covered your whole year expense.
If you're a good national team.
I mean,
I don't think Noah
you get a
Gaff
lot
would
of
get
shit.
much.
You get a lot of shit covered once you go national. A lot.
Yeah, more than a regional.
Outlaws.
Driver,
Let me underline outlaws. I don't think that's the case for high limit yet. If you're an outlaw driver, you get some oomph.
Yeah, but I think that's going to change pretty soon. You just showcased it tonight, so it's.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be shocked in like 10 years from now, like the Outlaws, especially like with their announcer Gibson, like if he retires and they don't have that brand like they used to, I could see FloRacing buying out Outlaws.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting.
I really think that they are falling behind in the
gamble.
media category, man. They are falling behind big time.
Yeah. Just from what I've seen, what you showed with the likes. And actually, I looked at like Instagram and Twitter and all that stuff, and yeah, the like comparison and follow comparison is not even close.
And media wins the war. I think them having Michael Rigsby, who built a media empire, I think that's the main reason as to why they are doing what they're doing, and they're taking that angle and destroy. FloRacing has overtaken the PRI show right now.
Yeah, obviously. They should name it next year. FloRacing was to be the main sponsor for PRI.
Right.
For how much?
But they don't even have to sponsor it.
They
don't even have to sponsor it to get the recognition for being at the show. They just have to go and work. Well, fucking DirtVision's worried about Pitbull or what was that show? What is it? Have you heard of it before?
Yeah, it's where they show who did the best celebration on the top of the wing.
Okay, but no, like the show. What is this Pitbull show that gets 6 likes out of 100,000?
They talk on some. I think it's like some podcast thing, and they talk about who did the best celebrations of the year. That sounds boring.
And Hannah Newhouse.
Yeah. Well,
Hannah Newhouse and Nick Hoffman.
Hey, you should go on the show because everyone was talking about you and Hannah Newhouse.
Wow. What? Me and Hannah Newhouse?
Yeah.
Who was saying that?
That's what you said.
Who was?
The other day. You.
I said what? That somebody said that or what?
You and Hannah Newhouse.
It's not happening. I know somebody was on here talking about how she got a divorce, and somebody was trying to say me and Hannah Newhouse should be a power couple. I was like, it ain't happening.
You should go on the show and do the whole celebration with the 6 likes. Maybe they'll get more likes with you being on the show.
I guarantee I'd get more than 6 likes if I was on DirtVision. I can guarantee that.
That's what I mean. You got to go on the show now and help get them double the likes.
Flo is the wolf in sheep's clothing. I pointed this out before.
Unfortunately, they try to mute you because you can't say stuff like tits, ass, and pussy on the show. So
no,
they try to mute you on that. So
fuck them. I really don't say pussy much. I think that's the first time I've ever said it, actually. But
No, just like the trash talking.
yeah, if Spike
whole-
calls in, we'll hear it every minute.
But it's exciting. It gets people their attention. So it works. You obviously have 14,000 subscribers, so it shows.
I mean, imagine how many we could have if I was on DirtVision with the show. It'd be a lot.
Yeah, didn't you announce a Devil's Bowl?
Mm-hmm.
Their last
Did you not
race
see me
and
drive the
everyone was-
modified? Did you not see that video?
No.
Oh,
But
you got to go
I heard
see the
you
video.
announcing. But I heard you announcing. Everyone loved it. The
Yeah.
305s or whatever.
Yeah, everybody loves me announcing. Yeah, I can do it well. I would do it differently now, though. I think, like, if I was, like, color commentator with, like, Chase Robin, he was like, what happened there? What's going on? I was like, Chase, the guy's just a fucking
Pull out
idiot.
the whiteboard.
I just,
Pull out the whiteboard.
yeah, pull out the whiteboard, Chase. You should know. Just start talking shit to Chase. We need a clown. I don't know. I mean, you've seen, like, if you've been to, like,
No.
a PBR, like, bull riding event, the clown show's the fucking show, man.
No, the best thing you ever said, I think it was you and Spike were talking about it, how, like, you should go up there and out on the stage and be like, who here likes Kyle Larson? They're like, yeah, and then, like, y'all are a bunch of dumbasses.
Pat
and you're all
McAfee,
yelling
yes.
at the
Yes.
fans, and then the cops show up and they put handcuffs on you because you're losing your mind, and they throw you in the cop car, and that'd be a show right there.
Well, I mean, me and
the
I stole the mic when I did my Dodge City appearance this year. I stole the microphone from the track promoter during their intermission, and then we had a sing off. Me and him did like a sing off karaoke, and the crowd had to judge. And he sung some George Strait or Garth Brooks song, and I sung Dead or Alive, Bon Jovi.
Did you win? Did you win?
He won.
I know you can
but
sing.
I was talking shit to the crowd. I was like, he's just like all y'all out here in y'all's damn cowboy boots and cowboy hats. All y'all are degenerates. I was fucking I was cussing them out, bro. It was funny. Everybody's laughing.
Maybe you should have sung the "This Is How We Do."
Yeah, they didn't have it cute. They didn't have the karaoke version.
Oh, well, Christopher Bell's gonna win.
I was hitting those high notes. I'm a cowboy. You know how it goes.
Yeah.
On a steel horse I ride. I was hitting them.
Yeah, the coin. What's the chance of
What
Christopher
about
Bell
the
winning?
coin? Bell's back. Cool. What now? What?
Is there a 100% chance he's winning tomorrow? Or you think someone's gonna?
He's
upset?
gonna want it. He's definitely
think
gonna
T-Man's
want
gonna
it.
upset him?
What do you mean?
T-Man's is pretty good there.
I
You
mean,
can put on the show.
it is Chris Bell, but it's been a while.
Nah.
I mean, it
Yeah.
ain't been like
He
a
can
week
get
or
right
two.
in the
It's
car.
been like 2 years, right?
Yeah, but he's good.
He is that damn good.
He'll have it figured out by hot laps. He'll get in there, run a couple laps, go up. Yep, it's like riding.
Well,
a
that's the only
bicycle all over
difference
again.
between like the coin and Chili Bow is at least you get a practice day. You know, he ain't even gonna get a fucking practice day. It's like 1 day event. You know, so.
And you got like what, 3 or 4 guys that can actually win the thing, whereas like Chili Bowl, you got like 25 guys who can win it.
But the track is it's a lot skinnier at the coin. Fucking bullshit happens a lot more there.
Oh yeah.
So it's a hard race to win. Dirty Larson night. Bill is racing a midget tomorrow night at the coin. The junior, is it Junior Knipper 55, I think? That's what's the name of it? And it sucks it's not on Flow. I mean, the one good thing about Flow is it's convenient. You know, you just turn it on and everything's there. But some start to finish media place is doing it. It's Power Eye Midgets. Who's all going to be there? T-Mez is going to be there, I guess. Who's all there?
Came out some Badger guys, some local NARA guys are going to be there. like I said, there's probably like maybe 3 or 4 guys who can win the thing. And then, well, you have to also remember Chris is also going to be in a micro, so maybe he can pull the double.
Okay.
And win it.
Maybe.
But, yeah, there's not a whole lot of competition. There's like maybe 50 cars.
Okay.
So.
All right.
It's always good racing.
I guess
right.
we'll call it a game.
Yep. Sounds good.
Well, thanks for calling and filling some time.
Yep. Sure thing. Talk to you later.
Hey, how do you say your last name?
Diskovic.
Deskovic?
Diskovic.
Like disco, but Michael Vick? Like Disco Vic?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, like that.
So it's like Disco Vic. So when I say it, am I supposed to dance and bark like a dog?
Whatever you want to do.
Okay. Thanks for calling in.
Yep. See ya.
So that was Disco Vic right there calling in to the show. And I think that's going to wrap it up. We're just closing in on the hour, 35-minute bracket. It is midnight here Central Time, 1 a.m. Eastern, 93. Hey, if y'all 93 ain't the fucking subscribers to the channel, y'all need to go to hell. Subscribe to the channel. If you can't do anything, subscribe. That way you get the notifications. We are going to be having the shows, once again, on the channel Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays. It could be anything. It could be live callers. It could be topics. It could be pre-games. It could be interviews. We're looking into potentially having Bitcoin, the Buckeye Bitcoin guy, on the show Monday to describe how Bitcoin operates, how we could get into Bitcoin. Can he give us some Bitcoin? Are we going to be racing for Bitcoin in 2025? That's a potentiality. We're thinking about talking about that. He's a big sprint car fan. That's going to be a very interesting episode if we could pull it in. Also, John Horn, a guy who got screwed over by Facebook for about $25,000. We're going to be talking to him as well. We're also looking to get Clyde Knipp from Prime Composite Innovations on the show here as soon as possible. If it is possible to get Clyde Knipp onto the show. So please be sure to subscribe to the channel. Also, all your music platforms, the Chaz. Listen to our songs on there, Ready to Rip. The newest release, Carson Macedo, is on all your streaming platforms, Apple Music, Spotify, Pandora, Tidal, all of them. It is on there. Of course, it's on the channel as well. The lyric video is, and we might be pulling out some new music out of our ass. Maybe tomorrow. We will see, ladies and gentlemen. But anyways, be sure to subscribe. And thanks, as it says, thanks for tuning in. Tune to the tunes. Until next time, once again, the Chaz on all music platforms. Be sure to subscribe. And we will catch you next time. Have you been searching for that next level upgrade? Ready to invest into something that is in it for the long haul? Well, look no further than the composited innovations provided by Prime. These customly crafted pieces are handmade by former Jason Johnson Racing car chief and Prime owner-operator Clyde Knipp. Prime Composite Innovations is located centrally in Missouri and is looking to provide that big-time performance at a fraction of that big-time price. For additional information, visit prime-composites.com today to see what they have to offer, as well as their stable of current full-time drivers that trust Prime with their ride. For the future of innovations, with the properly composited type, you can depend, move forward, and rely on Prime.